Israel has been ignoring U.S., European, and Arab leaders all calling for a temporary ceasefire and continuing its strikes against Lebanon, hitting Beirut for the first time and preparing troops to go in on the ground and by sea. U.S. officials have told NBC News they had no warning from Israel of the massive strike that killed Hezbollah leader Hassan Nasrallah, who was also the mastermind behind attacks against hundreds of Americans, starting with the 1983 bombing of the Marine barracks in Beirut. Secretary Blinken addressing his death this morning.
Hassan Nasrallah was a brutal terrorist whose many victims included Americans. Lebanon, the region, the world are safer without him.
Iran is vowing revenge for Nasrallah's death, which Israel equates with the U.S. killing of Osama bin Laden. The Friday attack that killed Nasrallah set off a weekend of Israeli strikes inside Lebanon, taking out other senior commanders from Hezbollah and raising the prospects of a ground invasion. An Israeli official tells NBC News the IDF has been carrying out commando raids inside Lebanon for months. Israel's expanding war also stretching into Yemen, with a major strike Sunday targeting another Iranian militia group there, the Houthis. All this as Prime Minister Netanyahu, not President Biden, is setting the region's agenda with a series of recent Israeli actions blindsiding Washington. We begin in Lebanon with NBC News chief foreign correspondent Richard Engel and former CIA officer, NBC News national security and intelligence analyst Mark Palomaropoulos. Richard, first to you. As night falls, Hezbollah says it is ready for a ground invasion. Does it feel increasingly imminent? And their command and control has been decimated. So who's leading the organization now?
So let me first tell you a little bit about the mood here. And yes, a ground incursion, a ground invasion does feel increasingly imminent, especially after the Israeli defense minister just said a short while ago that an incursion into Lebanon could come very soon. I am now in Martyr Square, which is the dead center of Beirut. And if you look around, this is now becoming increasingly full of internally displaced people. People are sleeping out here. They are living rough. They are sleeping on the streets. If you pan around, they're just staying on the center dividers here on what is effectively a highway right through the middle of the city. And most of the people here are from either southern Lebanon, areas that are currently under attack by Israel, an area that would likely see the ground invasion if that ground invasion does happen and does happen imminently, or they are from the southern suburbs of Beirut, that area where Hassan Nasrallah was killed by the series of Israeli airstrikes, those massive bunker buster bombs that decimated the underground complex where Nasrallah was hiding along with other senior leaders. So they've escaped that part of Beirut. They've come from other parts of Lebanon that they fear are under attack. And I can tell you, talking to people here, talking to people across the city, they are deeply concerned that if Israel does invade, that Israel will invade with a tremendous amount of force. Everyone here saw what happened and what continues to happen in the Gaza Strip, and they worry that the same thing will happen here. In fact, I just spoke to someone a short while ago who said that he thought perhaps Gaza was the warm-up round for what could be coming in Lebanon. Now, Israeli officials have been briefing off the record without using their names about what to expect. They expect that there will be some sort of limited ground incursion to try and eliminate Hezbollah fighters, to eliminate the weaponry that is still there. Over the last 2 weeks or so, they have successfully decapitated the organization, and it seems now Israel may be poised to push into this country to try and take out the rest of the weapons or more of the weapons and some of the fighters themselves. And Hezbollah is estimated to have between 20,000, 40,000. Hezbollah says up to 100,000 fighters, but many analysts say the number is probably closer to 40,000 active men ready to fight with arms.